It's a new guitar. This is a 2007 Affinity Squier Strat thing that I got locally. It was missing one tuning peg, but I found some more tuning pegs available locally. A guy had a bag of them for sale, so I bought those and stuck it on there. It's pretty cool, man. Now I know people love to modify these guitars. I think it's fine just the way it sits. The frets feel great. One thing about a Strat, if you can get up here and go, and the strings don't like grind on the frets, that's very cool. So it has to do with how you set up the bridge and the truss rod. So I lowered the pickups here, raised these screws, set intonation, got the string height, the radius to match the neck, filed the nut slots down just a tiny bit, put on some pretty skinny strings, some Ernie Ball 8 through 48s, very thin string, makes it fun to play. Yeah, the pickups sound good, the controls all work. So I was working with a young student today, and his dad told me he's down in St. Louis, and so we work on via Zoom, and there's a pandemic in case you haven't heard. So all lessons are done on Zoom. And this young man's name is Drew, and he started when he was 5. I think it's been a couple of years. And he's just a fantastic student. So what he wanted to learn today was Voodoo Child, Slight Return. So I said, hey man, I made a PDF that's kind of simplified, because if you look at the transcription, there's a lot of ghost notes and grace notes and a lot of little extra notes thrown in. So I just sort of focus on the simple. That's kind of how I do it. But I showed him, he got pretty far with it. And so for me, that song is easier just to sound out. And, wading through that tablature, you're not going to be able to remember all the tiny, subtle things. The timing is bizarre, very complex. So just simplifying it, and then add your own kind of funky syncopations and fills is probably the best way to go. So if you're interested in that riff, I go 9th fret, 3rd string E to D, 7th fret, then 9th fret, 4th string B, back to the D. So the first 4 notes pretty square. Yeah. And then 5th fret, 4th string G. Then A, G, E. 7, 5, 7. That's pretty fun. And you can put in a few waka. Waka. That's where you mute. You know, you touch the strings lightly and strum. If you're getting this, you're pressing too hard. Should be no notes, just like percussion. So there's a few of those. Then you've got your, that's your 14th fret, 3rd string A, bending up to maybe an A sharp, let it down, play a G on the 12th fret, then play 4th string, 14th fret, and slide that down. So that's your, and then your main verse riff thing is, so that's your low E, down, down, up, pick, down, down, up. Then you bend the 6th string at the 3rd fret. I like to use the middle finger on that. Then you hit E, which is on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And then you got your maybe first and 2nd strings. Open, upstroke. Then I'm gonna go. So that's your 3rd string, 2nd fret. You're gonna bend up a little bit, let it down, and pull off. When you do a pull off, you kind of pop your hand out. It's not about speed here. I would practice this slow. And make it as smooth as possible. Speed is just going to make you more tense and sound worse. So make sure you can. Oops. Make sure you can do that with one pick stroke. Up, down, pull off. Then your E. Oops. Strike 2. So there's tons of variations. That's what makes it kind of hard to explain it. You just have to listen to it, 1,000 times, play it 1,000 times, and you'll get funky, So there's no magic, plowing through the tab probably isn't going to help you much. So you're doing a bunch of that. Then you got your vocal, and you play like a unison part. The guitar plays a unison with the vocal, something like. So it's, well, I'm standing next to a mountain, chopping down with the edge of my hand. That's like. something like that, you know. I never really knew exactly how to do it, and I played the song live a lot. I would just vary it a little bit every time. With the edge of my hand. With the edge of my hand. That's how I do it, you know. So that's a B, D, E, E, G. B, D, E, E, G, E, B, D, E, D, B, D, B, A, G, E, A, E. Well, I'm standing next to a mountain, chop it down with the edge of my hand. And then, well, I'm standing next to a mountain, chop it down with the edge of my hand. And then I take it up an octave. And like I say, I did it different every time, which probably shows. But I don't know if that's good or bad, but there I'm on 3rd string, middle finger, 4th fret B. That's like B, D, E, G, 4, 3, 5, 3. Then 5 on the 1st string, and A. D, B, E, D, B, A, G, B, E. You know, if you need to figure it out, let me know if you need help. But otherwise, I think it'd be fun. If you're interested, try to figure out kind of your own way to do it. The reason I'm so cavalier about it, the story I read was that Hendrix was in the studio recording it with The Experience, and there was a film crew there. And they were just kind of goofing around, you know, and Jimmy goes, "Hey, make like you're recording." You know, he's kind of joking around, and then they did the song and recorded it, and that was the take. And it was pretty much made up on the fly, according to what I read. But I wasn't there. I was playing in the sandbox, probably eating dirt, you know, so. But that's the story that I picked up. So you got the verse, and then there's a couple of chords, like this weird G. It's like a 3 and a 4, which is a root and a 3rd. I'm going to mute the other strings with the undersides of my curved fingers. That's a G. A G plus a B implies a G chord. And then your D is F sharp plus A. That's our D chord. Again, muting any string that's I'm not pressing on, which sounds like. So the G. Hear all those muted notes? Then you got 2 more chords, C7 and D7. C7 is like a E, C, B flat, a 2, 3, 3. I'm kind of going ding dong, like this. Take it up 2 frets. Then you got some soloing. That's 2nd string 15th fret D bending up to an E. So I'm going, then a B. So I might be holding like several strings there to get that massive chord going. And you know, if we had like a blazing hot Marshall, it would feed back into this bizarre chord, like overtones galore. Fun thing about this song, you're playing hot licks, but you keep going back to the rhythm riff. You know, here's basically your riff. That was kind of lousy, but you know, keep moving. One time we played this song live. I set up 2 really good condenser mics in this little bar and was recording our band. Our drummer was kind of like a Mitch Mitchell guy. He was very loose and would do fills. The fills always sounded good. He always put the fills in a tasteful place, hitting lots of crashes, real loose, fun, not overly tight. You know, we just meshed really well. Bass player, we've been playing together like 30 years or so, you know, and we were just like playing the song, you know, and we were playing, it's kind of a redneck dive or something. We got done, and these are omni condenser mics that pick up the whole room, and we got perfect mix of drums, guitar, bass. And I listened to it. I was driving around listening to it. I'm like, wow, what's going on? We're sounding like good. And it seemed to get better and better. Like the bass was great, drums were great, guitar, I was enjoying, you know, obviously having fun playing, and it was all in tune and in time. The vocals were okay. Solo was good. Yeah, it was a very good version of the song, and I got done with the song, and there was like no sound. The room was dead quiet. I heard like a... And people went back to probably watching a football game or something, and drinking Bud Light. So I was like, it was like the most underwhelming applause you can imagine. Well, the other kind of, you know, we would play some kind of more like songs that would get more applause, that were, you know, kind of like dad rock, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, like, or TNT, you know. Kind of bonehead songs that, you know, people would go, woo. But I thought that Voodoo Child's a little more of an artsy song, in my opinion. It's a jam, basically. So that might be something you want to work on. Okay, so if you ever get one of these black, or you know, an Affinity Strat, you don't need to switch out the bridge. You don't need to get new pickups. You don't need a new switch. You don't need a new jack. You don't need to refret it. You don't need a new nut. You don't need new tuning pegs. Just play it as is, and it's going to sound awesome. So I love this guitar. I'm going to sit on the couch and play it. Night shredding, I call that, where you just sit and watch TV and going, night shredding. Silent, on silent mode. But it's a great guitar, man. One thing, again, I'm going to show you those strings one more time. The thing that's making me really love this guitar is I put on those crazy, skinny strings that are making it fun to play. These are 8 through 38s. I'm going to get some more of those because it's just, you know, if you're setting up the guitar for a kid to play, give them some skinny strings so their hands don't get destroyed. I'm liking it. You know, I've got a little arthritis in my index, probably from holding too tight. This helps loosen up your hands. You don't have to crush it all the time. All right, I'm rambling. So get at it, get playing, have some fun. I'll see you soon.